Hey, Matthews. So today what we are going to do is take a look at the zero product property. But first, let's get to it. All right, so I'll get set up. Now I would like you to get on Desmos. Okay, so if you need to, just pause right now and get to Desmos. I'm going to do a little work on there myself. All right, so what the zero product property is, it allows us to find where a parabola is crossing the x-axis. And it's just an important part. We're going to learn about different parts of a parabola, but that happens to be one of the important ones. And that's why we did those crisscross product sum puzzles. So we are assuming on this problem that we've already factored. The only difference here is, see how we set it equal to 0? These are just two simple one-step equations. So we are going to solve them. Let me see if I can focus this just a little bit better. Okay, looks a little bit better. All right, so I'm going to take x plus 6, the first binomial, and I'm going to set it equal to 0. And then I'm going to solve it. And like I said, it's just a real simple one-step equation. The inverse of add 6 would be to subtract 6. And I know you've been doing one-step equations probably since 6th, 7th grade. Well, again, we need to know how to do that to do these advanced skills. So I'm going to, if you do it to one side, you do it to the other. So x is going to equal -6. That's one of my values. The other value, x plus 3 equals 0. Same thing, it's a one-step equation. I subtract 3 from both sides, and I get x equals -3. Now I'm going to go to Desmos, and I'm going to type these in. Okay, so I have x plus 6, and my other binomial is x plus 3. And I'm going to click on the points. So it gives you a real clear picture of where that parabola is. Now I'm going to go ahead and FOIL that also and put that on line 2. So I'm going to take x times x, that would give me x squared. I'm going to use shift 6 to get my squared. I'm going to take the outer and the inner. So outer would be 3x, inner would be 6x. If I add those together, that's plus 9x. And then 6 times 3, my last term is 18. And obviously, I get the same parabola. I just wanted you to see how the trinomial and the two binomials, remember we talked about this, they are inverses of each other. I'm going to go back to my graph, and I am going to plot on the x-axis. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. I'm going to plot -6, and I'm going to plot -3. Now, I just want you to make a sketch. I'm going to go back real quick, and that will just kind of help me where we're going to learn about this. This is a minimum. We're at -4.5, -2.25. So I'm going to plot that point just to help me sketch it. And again, you just have to kind of approximate. And I will just then make a sketch. Okay, and I'm off just a little bit, -2.25. I should have been up just a little bit here. There we go. Okay. Let's look at the second example. So we have already factored in into two binomials. So pretty quick and easy. Now I know some of you will be able to do this mentally, okay, but I'm just showing you the math of this. The inverse of minus 5 is to add 5. So we know one of the x-intercepts will be at 5. Our other intercept will be at -1. Now I can go ahead and plot those. I'm at 5 and I'm at x equals -1. And again, I'll label my x-intercept and my y-intercept. Okay, so I'm going to go back here to Desmos and just clear these two. So I'm going to type in x minus 5, x plus 1, and here are the intercepts. And I'm going to shift it a little bit. You can see our minimum's pretty low on this one. It's at 2, -9. So I'm going to jot that down just to help me when I go back to the notes. Now again, I'm going to FOIL this so you can see we get the same parabola. X times x is x squared. I use shift 6 to get that squared, and then right arrow key or tab. Now the outer would be 1x. The inner would be -5x. If I add those together, 1x plus a -5x is -4x. The last term, -5 times 1, -5. And then I am going to just click again. So those are some important points that we end up having on the parabola. I'm going to go back to the notes and just make a sketch of that. So I'm at 2, -9, just to give me an idea how to sketch the parabola. Okay, one last example that I just want you to write down. Let's say if we had x plus 2 equals 0. Let's just say we had that as an example. Where would our x-intercepts be? Well, I would just set x equal to 0. That would actually be one of the x-intercepts. The other one would be x plus 2 equals 0. I would subtract 2, and I would get x equals -2. So I just wanted to show you that example. If this is called a monomial, this is a binomial. So if you end up seeing something like that, remember we just set each part equal to 0. So x equals 0, x plus 2 equals 0, and we solve both of those. All right, go ahead and glue that in. Please use either 4 dots of glue in the corner or use a thin line all the way around.